probably, in my opinion, greatest wrestling storyline ever.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, I'm
And I'm a big NW.
Swung on, head in the air to right field and deep. It is high. Barkley takes it all the way. Bryant for the win.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite sports podcast, Shirts vs. Skins. It has been a long time coming, this episode. We've been gone for a while, but we are back. We're not giving up on the podcast, don't worry. Just a little hiatus, but we have a lot of content in store for you guys today. As per usual, we're going to start with some, I feel like we need to give this segment a name, and I was thinking the perfect name for it would be One and Now, because of because of how it's like sort of an inside joke with us, and it's like stuff happening right now. So I think we should call this One and Now, all right? And I'll perfect the accent by the 20th time we do it. But to get us started, something really hot that just came up just a couple of hours ago. Bill Simmons says Shai is a top 5 guy in the league and that he's better than Jason Tatum. All right? SGA right now is better than Jason Tatum and is a top 5 guy in the league. Just happened. 2 hours ago he said this. What do you guys think? I would love, by the way, Ahmed and Tiku, their argument of Anthony Edwards versus Shai is one of the funniest. I say Shai, whatever. Is one of the funniest interactions they have. I'm not gonna lie. They've been bickering at each other for like 4 months now. So I want to hear what they think about this.
It's been a problem, but I'll let Ahmed go first, and I'll give him a rebuttal. So Ahmed, go ahead. The floor is yours.
If you weren't muted, it would help.
Yeah, me. This guy is like just unbelievable, bro.
Good?
Go. Start from where Tiku said. I'll let Ahmed go first.
Good, though? You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. The Tatum point is kind of like, it means nothing here. He's not even a top 5 player right now. But Shai, like, if you want to say this season, he's a top 5 player. Arguably, I might have him like right up there, like probably like 5th. But like with everybody else with their resume, I would still have him probably like just in that top 10, which is a huge climb for him. Yeah. I mean, bro, this guy for the last 2 years, you can book him for 30 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 to 3 steals a game, and probably the most clutch player in basketball. I mean, that sounds kind of like Michael Jordan.
Whoa.
He's obviously not Michael Jordan, but like, that's what Michael Jordan did for a very long time. Also, like, I mean, the point that I really wanted to like say about this, and I'll wait till after Sigu goes, but Oklahoma City Thunder, that's like what I really want to bring up, but like I'll let Sigu go.
It's tough coming from me, at least. I did. It's crazy looking at it now or thinking about it now that I did think he was overrated at a point by a lot of people, especially last season. But I don't think that's the case now going into this season. I think he's the best player in the NBA right now.
Oof.
In terms of form, in terms of playing, I do think he's the best player in the NBA right now. Who's been playing better than
Joel Embiid?
I don't think Luka Doncic has been playing better.
Joel Embiid, if you hear me?
I don't think Joel. I don't think Giannis. I don't think Jokic. And I certainly don't think Anthony Edwards.
No.
So, this is crazy. But listen, it's coming from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've been going back and forth. It's a complete flip of my opinion on him. Listen, I'm still going to say I think by the end of the career, at some point, I do think Anthony Edwards will be a better player than him, which is crazy to say because I'm also saying he's the best player right now.
Fair.
You know what I mean? But you have to give him his props. You're looking at that Oklahoma City Thunder team. He's the guy there. And that team's an up-and-coming team, and he's leading them to be a very special team. They've had their, off-the-field type issues that might have impacted them. Clearly hasn't. They still need experience. They're still a young team. There's growing pains with them. But you cannot deny the greatness of a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the way he's been playing. And I'm going to give him his credit. So I do believe he is a top 5 player. I do think he's better than Jason Tatum because I agree with Ahmed's point. Jason Tatum hasn't been playing like a top 5 player, so not even close.
He's
So
good, but he's top
who,
10,
Jason Tatum
obviously.
or
No, Tatum.
Tatum? Yeah, no,
Tatum's
he's
very
definitely
good.
been playing like a top
Very
10.
good.
No, he's been playing like a top 10 player for sure. He's an amazing player. This is a guy that a lot of people touted as the next, after the LeBron or the
Next
KDs or the
Carmelo,
guys. Right,
and he's kind of already like, obviously not
right.
past Carmelo, but like a higher
In terms of
ceiling than Carmelo.
team, yeah,
Oh, for
as a
sure.
player himself
For
and also
sure.
team
Let's just
success, he's been to the finals. He's been to the Eastern Conference Finals
take
multiple
it easy,
times,
Yoni.
and for sure it's crazy. Uh, but listen, I'm a big fan of Jason Tatum, but he's definitely not a top 5 player. So I mean, but it makes sense coming from a guy like Bill Simmons, who's a clear biased Celtics fan
So let me ask you a
that
question
thinks
because
he's
you
even
said
in that,
something
bro.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because I agree. Better than
Wow.
Jason Tatum right now. In form, yeah. My question is, because I do want to wrap back around to that Anthony Edwards versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander argument. Who do
Mhm.
you think finishes their career, if with any MVPs? More. Who do you think finishes with more
MVP
MVPs?
is
Tatum or Shy?
Sorry, did I say Tatum? I meant Anthony Edwards.
Oh, Anthony Edwards or
Anthony
Shy?
Edwards or Shai, yeah. Because
so
Jason Tatum, respectfully speaking, I do not see an MVP in that man's future
Right,
at all.
right.
At all.
Jason
I don't know.
Tatum,
I don't see an MVP in his future.
I don't
bro,
think at all. That's kind of
he's
crazy.
on a 60-win team and he
Right.
averages 30. He'll get it 1 year.
You see
He
that
probably
that's
he'll get it.
Maybe we'll see. I don't see it happening. I really don't.
that's a very interesting point that Ahmed's saying about being on a winning team because that definitely affects MVP voting.
A lot. A lot.
I think that Timberwolves team is better than the Oklahoma City team
Ooh.
right now. I do think they are. I do think they are. I think they're better suited. The roster construction of the
They
team
beat
to be a
him.
winner.
They beat him in a series.
Fair enough,
No,
but
no. I'm saying
yeah,
Minnesota would beat
yeah,
Oklahoma in the
that's what I'm saying.
series. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's
I
all that
think they're
matters.
they're sure, and I think they're better suited to be a playoff team. MVP voting obviously doesn't matter in the playoffs. Maybe they should take into account that, but in the regular season, I do think that Minnesota Timberwolves team is better. And when you look at that, who's the best player on that team? It's clearly, Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert does what he does. He's always going to get credit for that.
Cat's having a
Cat is
phenomenal
Cat.
season.
Cat's an amazing player. He's playing. He's Cat. Respecting him, skillful, talented player that he is. And we'll see. I do think Anthony Edwards will win an MVP in his season in career, and he might win a championship for Shy. Currently constructed because Oklahoma City are a young team, but it's also about how are they going to keep all those pieces. Um, there's the new luxury tax cap thing that's going on, which is better suited for teams to keep talent if they spend the money. So it's a very interesting future in Oklahoma. Does Shai even want to be in Oklahoma? When you look at him, he's a guy that likes brands. He looks like he's someone that likes that lifestyle. He likes to be endorsements, this and that. Maybe he's better suited somewhere else than Oklahoma. I mean,
Let me get into this.
go ahead.
I think it's been a blessing for Minnesota, like to have a great season, because I mean going back to last year, that Rudy Gobert trade, like that's looking like one of the worst trades in NBA history, right?
Right.
They have in the next or how many years that Rudy Gobert like contract is, that's their window, because after that they have no draft picks, or I mean I'm like their whole future is fucked. Carl Anthony Towns, that's the guy like you probably trade for picks, and that could probably save your future. But I think not only is Shy like more likely to win like fucking MVPs, but championships. I think I mean like probably this year him and Embiid are probably like one and 1A. So in the next like 2 or 3 years, I see Shy probably getting at least one. Um, and in terms of championships, no team has more draft picks. The team is already good right now. Like they're on pace for like 50 plus wins. people don't understand how good Chet is. Like in his rookie season, he's an absolute monster. And I think Jalen Williams is probably the most underrated player in basketball right now. Like he's the James Harden. Hopefully Sam Presti, like doesn't mess fucking this shit up because that was bad obviously last time. But yeah, I think
that's the thing.
In terms of championships, MVPs, and I'm not like an Anthony fucking Edwards hater, but Shai has proven like he's that guy, top 5 right now, which is, I mean, well, we're talking about guys in the league right now who are performing. Obviously Embiid, obviously Jokic,
right.
Obviously
Giannis,
Luka, Kawhi
right.
Leonard has played every single game.
Right.
Bro, and he's playing like Kawhi freaking Leonard, so
right.
He's a beast, but see what happens.
I hear you.
What was the next topic or thing on hand? Let me see right here. Speaking of top performers, JJ Redick gives some real praise here to Jalen Brunson. Obviously, Jalen Brunson, a fan favorite here at Shirt vs. Skins. And he's not saying like Jalen Brunson is obviously a good player, right? He's obviously won over every single expectation. He's exceeded all of them. Like I remember when we first signed him, I said obviously like people are gonna talk about the contract. I think for the contract he's definitely worth the money, right?
Yep, in hindsight for sure.
And stats wise, I was talking about first year maybe 18.6 assists. Second season, maybe like 20 points, First season, he's I mean, at one point for like the second half of the season, he was averaging 27. Now he's consistent 25. Scores 40. Like, I mean, scoring 40. Like, Knicks fans don't take that shit for granted, especially a point guard scoring 40 like that. So, and I mean, and like that's kind of what like freaking JJ was kind of saying here. Like, he deserves serious attention. Obviously, like we heard what freaking Becky Heyman said. We don't have to talk about that, but he's arguably a top 15 player. Like I was saying, like I think he's safe in the top 20. Safe. Top 15 is legit. If you pair him up with somebody else, he's in talks for one of the best players in the league. He's an absolute superstar, all caliber player. I know obviously like you definitely feel the same way. You see what he did last year against Miami.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely fantastic player. I loved him in Dallas. Loved him. I thought he was a big vital part to that run that the Dallas Mavericks had, going all the way to the Western Conference Finals. When he went to the Knicks, obviously I thought it was a little bit of overpay because I thought his ceiling was like not too high. I did think he was a good player. I obviously didn't think he was going to be the player that he is right now. He obviously blew that expectation out the window. And then he's a player that I root for. There's not many Knicks players that I can say and go out there and say, wow, this guy's a good player and this is somebody I actually root to do well. But definitely, yeah. Definitely
superstar. If you want to
star, I mean,
you want to say superstar, like only 7 guys or like 8 guys in the league are superstars.
It's what your criteria is when you define
definitely a star.
How do you define a superstar? I do think he's a star. I do think he's a top 15 player. I do think he's a winning player. I think he is a player that would be on a team that can win a championship.
How about this?
Sure.
He's the best point guard in the Eastern Conference.
Now it depends.
Give me some names.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dame?
Shoot.
Dame.
I don't think he's better than Dame. Sorry.
I think he's better than Dame.
Don't think he is.
This season, he's better than Dame. Trae Young.
I don't think he's.
I think he's better than Trae Young. Trae Young puts up some great stats. Trae Young is a good player, by the way.
Not by a lot, but he's better than him.
I'm taking Jalen freaking Brunson.
Okay.
And it's close too. Like, both great players. But I'm taking.
Is he better than Tyrese Halliburton?
I'm taking Jalen Brunson over Tyrese Halliburton. I like Tyrese Halliburton.
You're a Knicks fan. I get it.
No, bro. It's not even bad, bro.
Guys.
It's like, bro, I see it, and I watch all these guys. Obviously,
Tyrese
I
Halliburton
see
is
it.
good,
Like
man.
this guy, like he's for his height, pound for pound. We're talking about. He's unstoppable. It's embarrassing what he's doing to grown men.
When he goes into the paint, when he's in that little area,
It's ridiculous.
He's
Unbelievable.
right. No, he's
And his
he's an
shooting
amazing
now.
player. But I
So
don't think he's better than. I don't think he's the best point guard in the East. Where do you think Tyrese Maxey is a point guard?
Tyrese Maxey, yeah, I was like that was the next guy.
Do you
He's
count him as a
obviously a
point guard?
shooting guard, but like they don't have a point
Right,
guard
but
right now. They got like
right.
Melton
So he's
playing
been
point
playing.
guard or some shit.
I do think he's been playing better than him. I do think he is better.
Maxey
At least
playing.
now, Maxey. I think he's been playing better than
No. I think I mean like to start the season, yeah, Maxey was unbelievable, but no. Brunson
you know,
is
Tyrese
like
Halliburton,
still like
Damian
a
Lillard.
level ahead of Maxey, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's I think there's many factors that go into
To be
what
the
you
guy
just
in the
think
team,
is
like Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey.
No, yeah, I'm saying Maxey's not the
But
guy.
what do you
Got
mean about
Embiid.
the guy though? Do you think in terms of being the main guy in a championship winning team or just being the best player?
No, I'm saying like in terms of like
Leader.
defensive,
Right.
like defensive, obviously all that shit. Like
I know, but
teams, the first thing when you think about the Knicks is Jalen Brunson. That's it.
okay, fair enough.
Obviously Randall and stuff like that, but
Yeah, no, if
Jalen Brunson, you
for
have
sure.
to stop. Minnesota,
No,
the
I
best
get
team in
you.
the league, put
But
freaking Jalen McDaniels on him to stop him.
right,
That's it.
right.
The loss,
But I feel like you go back to Becky Hammond's quotes about him. Do you think he can be the main guy of a championship winning
bro,
team?
and that was bro. And see now, bro.
I don't
like,
think I don't
make me,
know.
you can make me like really like.
You're
feel
gonna
bad.
be angry, but I don't think she said anything wrong.
She said something that she said air, bro, air. Something that was already like known.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
But now that's the thing. Why would people get so mad about that?
because it was only to bring him down till after she had to come back and say, "Oh, how good he really is." Bro,
I don't know
he's
the
a top
context
15
behind
player
that,
in the NBA.
you know.
And she was saying, "Oh,
For sure.
he's too small." Because you're on ESPN, bro. Shit, get the fuck out. And bro,
Well,
and she's like a coach. Like she could coach against him or be his coach. Who knows?
Right.
And to talk like that was reckless anyway.
But I don't think she said. I haven't looked at the quote. Like I haven't watched the video
Bro,
when she said it. I just
what she
read
said
it.
was facts. Obviously, he's not gonna be
Right.
like the guy on the team. No. It's gonna be Joel Embiid, obviously, but
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah, if he's even gonna be there.
That like Jalen Brunson is like that. He's a top 15 player in the league. You cannot dismiss that. Like it's
No, you can't.
he's too small. That's stupid.
I know, but there's also you could be a top 15 player and you can't be a championship winning player as the main guy. That both things
I think
can be right.
everybody in the top 20 right now in the league is a guy you like
Depend on as the number one guy.
Depend on as like the second guy, like those last 10 guys and the first 10 guys because
So
they're all
let me
like,
ask you something.
but
this is what she's trying to say. For example,
Well,
let's just say you get rid of Julius Randle and you bring a guy that's
you have to
not
flip
better than
somebody in
Jalen
the
Brunson.
top 10.
But that's what I'm saying. Jalen Brunson's not a top 10 player.
No.
So let me give you an example.
I have a perfect example for you.
Go ahead.
Two perfect examples, and one you should
go.
Of course, Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo is probably like 17th, 18th best player in the league around there range,
right?
And having a great season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler,
Injured,
obviously, like in the regular season, he don't really care,
yeah.
but like when it matters, he's a top 10.
Yeah.
Obviously. Jamal Murray, I think when he's healthy, and in the playoffs, he's proven that he's a top 20 player in basketball, and obviously Jokic. What we need is a top 15, top 20 guy, which we have already, Jalen Brunson, and he's probably like getting even better. My goodness, right? Joel Embiid is obviously like in the top 10. That's what we need. So what Becky Hammond said was just nonsense. Like we already know that. Knicks fans like know this. That's all I was saying.
Listen, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to criticize Jalen Brunson. I want to give him his due. I want to give him his flowers. I'm a big fan of him, and I love what he's doing in New York. He's actually bringing some actually like something good to the Knicks. It's been 30, 50 years.
Like
you guys
real respect.
Good.
It's okay. Last point here it's the updated NBA rookie ladder, right? A lot of obviously
Ooh.
Vic, a point, bro. And I was kind of like, I I don't remember my point, but I wish that I said that LeBron was the guy, because obviously like we were talking about who's the most hyped guy coming to the league, and I'm not
Right.
saying Vic is not that guy. Vic is like, if you watch him, he is spectacular,
Great player.
right? It's just I don't know what San Antonio is doing at the moment, but Chet Holmgren is clearly the rookie of the year, right? And I mean, like obviously Jamie's having a great season, Brandon Miller, fucking Miller, but it is those two guys. But Chet is obviously ahead, and like we're talking about a guy that was the most hyped guy, not averaging 20. I don't even want to sound
I mean,
like but
Chet was kind of hyped
bro,
up coming out. He
yeah, but
was.
Chet, bro, Chet,
You
maybe
know,
because he's on a good team and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't want
he
to
was
be
hyped up, man. I remember him
no
in
Chet, bro. Chet,
when
like, bro, I was
he
I
was in
was
high
in the
school.
what do you call that? Like the Instagram
Right.
live thing when he like
Right.
declared.
Right.
I didn't want him
Yeah.
to go to like a certain school. I think Duke, but he went to Gonzaga.
Right.
This guy went to Gonzaga,
Yeah.
bro.
But that Gonzaga team was good with him. Come on.
Nah, obviously it's obviously a good program, but come to like
Right.
real smoke ACC, bro.
Hear you. I hear you. Listen, Chet's a great player. I think he's been playing very fantastic. For anybody to have a valid point going into this year as a rookie when Biyama's here, you gotta give respect. These guys are real ballers, real hoopers. That's why I love my guy Triple J, Jamie. You know,
He
for of course, for sure. You know what I mean? You know, Juan Vic, that's my dog. Fantastic play. Just the prototypical Heat player, does everything that we want him to do. Prototypical Eric Spoelstra player. Not elite athleticism, not elite in any aspect, but great at everything. And he shows that technically sound player,
polished.
works hard, very polished, and it makes sense. 4 years in UCLA, uh, it helps players. Guys that come out. Everybody says, "Oh, he's been there for 4 years. He's 20 something.
Well,
Mid 20s. He's not the good pick. This and that. They're just not drafting well. I mean, I remember a guy like Buddy Hield when he came out of where did he go to? I think he was in
Oklahoma.
at Oklahoma. 4 years there. He was a fantastic player. Look at him what he does in the league. And I'm always gonna root for my guy, so he's my first choice right now. And I'm always gonna have a certain agenda and push that agenda, and he's my rookie of the year. But all credit to these other guys, especially Chet. He's a fantastic player. Fantastic player. He's that new age guy, these new age big men, the Chets. I remember Michael Porter Jr. He was hyped up. These long, lanky guys, tall as hell, can
He
dribble,
was
can
fucking
move,
skinny
can
though.
shoot. He's very skinny. Same thing
So
with
skinny.
Victor Yembiyama.
Durant,
The
same
but I'm
shit.
saying it's progressing every single year. I was looking at like that's why I brought up a guy like Michael Porter Jr. because he was supposed to be that next KD type
Yeah, but
player.
he got hurt bad
Yeah, he got hurt, and he didn't play
early.
college very early, and he's so fantastic player. Look, winner, NBA championship, played
Bro,
well in the
if he gets
finals, played well in
traded
the
to
playoffs.
like a bad team,
He'll be
he'll
good.
average like 28.
Oh, easily, easily. He's a fantastic player. I'm a big Michael Porter fan. I've been a fan since forever. I remember when the Denver Nuggets. I wish it was something that I can have evidence for. I told him like if he can find his feet because it was still suspect for him. Like the whole injury issues, this that everybody didn't think he was gonna be even able to play in the NBA. If he can find his feet, I think Denver Nuggets can win the championship. Obviously, unfortunately, the circumstances had to happen that they won it against my team, but that's basketball.
The
It
team
is what it is. The
around
better team,
him, good
huh?
defense.
No, no, that's it. No, they were the better team, and you just gotta tip your hat off to them. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, these new age guys, Chet is the perfect example of these guys that are coming into the league now. I know there's this one I forgot where he is. He's a European guy. He's the same guy like that. He's gonna be a lottery pick next year too. It's just that's the NBA now. You know, you got to find these guys that are big, tall. Porzingis, another guy like that was so lanky, long, can shoot, can move. It's how the game's going now, and respects off to him.
Not to mention that
he would be number one. But obviously Triple J, Juan Vic, Jamie. Let's get it. That's my guy.
you hear me, by the way.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I was gonna say, like, obviously not to mention for the last like 4 or 5 years, maybe I mean, like, definitely for the last three, been dominated by just European guys.
Right, right. I mean,
If you want to consider Joel Embiid European or outside
yeah.
US.
I mean, I would think so, right? Then wasn't
He's
he
African.
super right, but African, but wasn't he in France or something? No, I
He
might
could
be
have
wrong.
played for France, but he's African,
Right,
obviously.
I've heard about that. Right, he's African. Respect to him. Giannis, of course, Greece, Luka, Slovenia. Yeah, no, it's
Jokic.
Shai Gilgeous,
What?
Canadian, technically outside the United States.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, respect. There's a certain style of basketball that is very needed in the NBA nowadays. I mean, obviously Giannis is just like physical freak. It's not about the technical play from him, but Luka Doncic is the perfect example of that. These European guys that have been playing since they were 13 years old against grown men. Respect. You need that. You need that in NBA. You need an evolution to the game, and these guys are bringing it in, going to the European style play to these long, lanky guys. It's an exciting time in NBA for sure.
Let's stick with the NBA. Stay local as well. Knicks make a trade. Obviously, when it gets like late, you know, people start looking around trading. I was shocked to see the Knicks made a move like that so early. Obviously, OG was a guy that was wanted by many teams. Obviously, the Knicks wanted him last year, but the price was too high. I mean, their GM over there is smoking crack or something. Four first round picks rejected was a report, by the way. They could like Memphis is even more dumb.
Right.
That was a team that offered for I mean because I like with OG on that team, I'm talking about
It's a good
like
fit.
on Memphis and
It's a
and
good
they
fit.
have picks. Maybe it's not that dumb, but damn, thank God that didn't happen. Knicks obviously make the trade. It's obviously a very bittersweet trade for us. RJ Barrett gets shipped out. Emmanuel quickly as well. And a second round pick via Detroit, right? So it kind of warrants some attention, I guess. Second round picks don't really mean that much.
Right.
And we get OG Anunoby, Precious, Malachi Flynn. So obviously OG is the main guy. OG, I think, fits in perfectly. There's a reason why every single team wants this guy. Every single good team, by the way, like Memphis, like I said, pretty sure like your team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like he fits in obviously RJ and IQ. RJ had to go, and obviously this year playing 20 minutes. Like this is a guy who's always like like definitely in the top 25 in minutes season. And that he's not having a like his way with the coach and stuff like that. And he's on a short leash. Emmanuel quickly is the one that really caught us off guard. I said, just probably like him individually, you like you can get more back, and then you can get that for OG. But if they wanted IQ and RG to make the deal, and IQ and like to get OG, OG's a winning player, a playoff player, so you have to make the deal. Like I said, it's very bittersweet, but like we hope the best for friggin' RJ and IQ. RJ obviously going back home. I think he'll be. I mean, like if you're not comfortable there, then I don't know. Like if it's gonna work out. And IQ on his like last deal, like hope he gets paid. I'm not too sure he stays there, by the way, but we'll see. Um, yeah. What are your thoughts on the deal?
Um, I had mixed feelings, and I still do. Actually, looking at it, I do think the Knicks do get better in that trade, but when you look at the context of what you guys gave up, and the situation that both teams were in, I kind of have mixed feelings in that because I feel like, a guy like OG Anunoby, he's a fantastic player. He's a perfect fit, like you said, on a winning team. He does exactly what you need. You're not looking at the box score for him. Even though he can still give you those nights where he can give you points, rebounds, assists, everything. But he's a winning player, has already won a championship, was a fantastic player on that young player, and he works hard. This is a kid that I wanted Miami to draft. After we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, I wanted him to be the guy that would be a Miami Heat. Obviously, didn't happen. Got Bam Adebayo. That's, I'm okay with that. Fantastic player. I would have took him to Miami. Ahmed, I know you love that. Would have took him to Miami,
You put that on
but
a
I
shirt,
do.
bro.
I should really. But yeah, no, that I think the Knicks do get the better player in that deal. But when you look at him, expiring contract, giving up RJ makes sense. I have not been the biggest RJ fan, and you know that. My feelings and opinions on him have been consistent since the start. I don't think he was that guy. I think he was overrated by the Knicks fans because you want him to be so good. I think a lot of
Well, I
a
mean, he
lot
was
of
third pick
people.
overall.
Yeah, he was a third pick, and I don't think he's been that good. I don't think he hasn't been even close to a
Well,
third pick over.
like technically,
Sorry, bro. He
he's
puts up
been like the
all
best
right
rookie
stats. I mean,
from the draft.
sure, if you want to go like
I mean,
that.
Zion, like what the hell Zion
But
been
this
doing?
is why.
Ja,
This is
he's
why.
like
This is why.
one case away.
Fair, okay, for sure. But this is why
Garland's hurt again.
you're gonna prove my point that I was gonna make. Knicks fans were delusional about him because they wanted him to
Delusional. I
be
said he had to go.
good. But listen, Knicks fans throughout his career in New York have been delusional about how good he really's been because you guys want to make it seem that, we didn't get Zion, but who cares?
He's fucking
We didn't get
20. He's
John
like
Morant.
21 at the time, bro. Like
Okay, cool,
I said
great,
last year was concerning because he didn't take a
yeah,
step up. And I
yeah,
called him out for it. And I said, RJ, this is the
right.
first season that he's not taking a step up. If anything,
I
he's going
seen,
backwards. Now he performed
yeah,
in the playoffs, right? He had some great
all
games in the
right,
playoffs.
decent. He was all right.
Some great for him. It's great
Wasn't
games.
wasn't
And
wasn't
he's
impressive,
known to
but
have
okay.
like for a short career in the playoffs,
Stinkers. Yeah,
he's been considering what we have to deal with. He's been one of our best
okay,
guys.
okay,
And for a young guy in his first
right,
playoff series,
okay.
played pretty good.
So,
I just think,
right.
like I said, he had to go.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was very concerning. This year it was even more concerning because playing 28 minutes, a guy who like you picked third overall. Yeah, it was very concerning.
Sure.
Oh.
And then that's kind of the thing. For sure. No, I agree. RJ did have to go. I just want to get my victory lap going over Knicks fans that I've been saying he's not the guy for the Knicks. And now you got rid of him. And now I'm okay with him. I like the fit for him now. Toronto, Canadian kid. Maybe he could be a successful player there. You never know. He's still a young player, Knicks fans like to use that. He's still a young player, right?
You said he'll maybe he'll get one All-Star. Maybe he'll get one.
Maybe
or two.
Maybe one. Yeah, who knows? Maybe. But now, when you look at RJ, fair enough. But when you add a guy like IQ, who I'm not the biggest IQ fan, I really not. I think he's a good regular season player. He's a solid player to come off the bench. But players like him, there's been many guys like him throughout the history of the league. Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams. These are guys that can get you a bucket. These are guys that can get you a bucket off the bench. Perfect bench player coming off to get you quick buckets, like I said, but they can kill you in the playoffs. And I've never seen IQ even be successful in the playoffs ever since he's been there. But this is what I'm trying to say. Knicks fans like to overrate a guy like him. He was still a second round pick. He overexceeded expectations.
First round.
I think we did have a podcast. No, he was second
first round.
Was
Clippers. Like 25th overall.
Okay.
I think.
I'm not too sure, but I think I might have mistaken him for Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, no, Mitchell was definitely second round.
If that's the case, yeah, no, that was a steal. But I love that IQ pick at that time, and I think we did have a podcast where I said that. I love that IQ fit.
CBS did it.
Oh, man, listen, yeah, I remember that grade. What they gave it an F or something. Dumb,
Yeah,
pretty dumb.
Bro. CBS, bro, like fucking.
But I do want to say that I do think you guys gave up a little too much considering OG's on a expiring contract. I do think so.
brother.
But
Brother,
it's understandable. But
his
listen to me.
agent is the son of Leon Rose, bro. Like
Right.
we can't say the deal's done or
What
we're
it
gonna get
makes
like
for
what do
sure.
you call it, like tampering.
But
We're
it
being
makes
very
sense why
safe.
you guys do
Obviously, with
that.
Jalen Brunson, we're being
Yeah.
very, very safe.
It makes
I
sense why
heard-
you guys do that because you want to get ahead of the pack for free agency.
I
So
heard he
it's
was
kind of
willing to
crazy though
take
that you
less
guys.
for a New York team. Is that true? He said something
That kind
about
of makes
moving
no
to New
sense.
York.
I mean,
was,
I don't
like,
really care about
interesting.
that.
That kind of makes no sense. I don't know
like,
why he would. Take
I don't know why
less,
you
but
would. I don't know why
Not
you would.
less,
Bro.
It
but
doesn't
he
make
said
sense.
he was more open to
I hear you.
packages landing in
Okay.
New York.
I love that.
Right.
But
Okay. Fair enough.
He's,
Sure.
he's staying.
Yeah. I mean, you don't make that deal with him leaving. It doesn't make sense.
Traded a guy
What?
you just gave like $150 million, right? And you
Right.
traded on like another like guy you really hit on the draft with.
Right.
You don't trade
For
that
sure.
guy for a guy like
Exactly.
for a 1 year rental.
No, it doesn't make sense. I do
Especially
think you
if-
guys gave up a lot in considering, but you're getting a great
Not a championship
player
team.
and a great fit. So it makes sense at the end of the day. I do think it's a win-win in reality. The Raptors get a good solid bench player that could come off and give you something. RJ Barrett, obviously,
starting my guy.
we'll see what he does starting. But yeah, for sure. And then, but I do think the team that's constructed now for the Knicks is not scaring everybody. But now it opens up the possibility to add more players. You still got all those first round picks. Obviously, you can't trade them, consistent picks consecutively. But now it definitely does hurt you guys in the trade package because obviously IQ and RJ were part of that trade package for anybody. Sorry, bro. I don't think teams are gonna go out there and give you their best player for Randall and a bunch of first round picks. It's not gonna happen.
First
not
round
gonna
picks is all that matters,
Maybe
my guy.
not the best player.
First
but-
of all,
Not
all right,
always, but
okay.
you could still
Let's,
finish
up.
get
By the way,
somebody.
Lakers. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. But so yeah, no, I think it's a great fit. It's a great trade for the Knicks. Great fit. I think the Knicks should not be done in terms of making moves. Maybe later in the season or maybe in the off season.
That's
But
the point.
I think the next move is to get rid of Randall. And Randall's been playing well, but obviously we know about Randall is a bum in a garbage bag in the
I hate
playoffs,
him
like
so
he's
much.
always been. He's always
Like,
underachieving loser.
he could drop 82, bro. I don't
That's
care.
cool. Don't give a fuck.
No, I'm saying I don't
He's
care.
a bum. He's a
Get
loser.
him out.
No one trusts him, and that's what I'm saying. Your trade package that you guys had before is obviously considerably weaker now. You cannot deny that.
I don't
You
think so.
cannot. It definitely is.
Let me-
because
Let me tell you
this.
why.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell
Can
you.
you go out tomorrow? Let me ask you a question. Can you go out tomorrow and get Donovan Mitchell?
Yes.
still
Oh
think
my
you
God.
can?
Yes.
No.
If we,
Definitely.
bro, if we,
Definitely not. No way.
if we
no
Okay,
want-
way.
wait. Let
if-
him explain it.
bro,
Let him
it's
explain.
no,
it.
I'm gonna.
9:32
just
right
saying.
now. 9:32, bro. 9:45. Donovan Mitchell will be like in the airport, bro.
Okay, fair enough.
Ahmed,
It's not
genuine
about
question.
Donovan
How-
Mitchell
Hold on, hold on,
wanting to
package are
come
you
to New
offering?
York.
Let me-
by the way,
Let me respond.
by
my
the
guy.
way,
Let me
I'm just
respond.
saying.
Let me
I'm just
respond.
saying. It's not
Let me
about Donovan
respond.
Mitchell
Let
wanting
me
to come back.
respond.
Why would
my
Cleveland
guy.
even take that offer? But go ahead. Sorry,
Let me respond.
just want to get that out.
The reason why I think you are like not fully in on this OG trade because you don't understand what it means for Knicks fans. I think.
Right.
You think it's just getting OG. Obviously, he's getting OG.
They're
But
getting rid of
now,
Randall.
when you look at the team,
RJ. Sorry.
when you look at the team,
Right.
right,
Mhm.
it makes more sense. IQ, there's a reason why like they haven't paid him yet. Jalen
Obviously.
Brunson is gonna play like 36 minutes, maybe even 40 minutes a night. Obviously with Tibbs, you don't really need like a great backup point guard. You need a guy that just until Jalen gets back on the court, right? RJ Barrett didn't make sense, had to go. OG comes in. Contract wise, obviously, and cap wise, like that already helps. I just think like with this, like now, the structure of the roster makes even more sense, even more ready to
100%.
and like you brought up Donovan Mitchell. I don't even want Donovan Mitchell. Like from
It
what
doesn't
I've
make
seen this
sense.
year, from what I've seen this year from Donovan Mitchell, good
It
God,
also
bro.
doesn't make
Good God.
sense to partner him and Jalen Brunson. It doesn't.
Oh
make
yeah,
sense.
yeah, whatever.
It's a turnstile on defense,
That's the
but-
guy you hear. That's the guy you hear.
Right. Yeah. That's why I brought him up. I don't think that's a good fit. But
Yeah.
obviously, I think you mentioned someone before. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think like the structure. That's why I love this deal, because now after you get over the fact, yeah, we lost 2 homegrown guys, right? It obviously sucks, and it's no matter like how you look at it, it's kind of a black eye because like third overall, doesn't
Gave him
has
that contract.
4 years. I mean, contract, whatever. Like it's really not that much money for
Contract
him.
definitely. I mean,
He's getting paid 25 million. Like, bro, like you
That's
really
a
have to
lot.
go look around the contracts in the NBA, my guy. Yeah, but whatever. Afterwards, now I think that's why I love this trade because now we got Jalen Brunson, we got OG, and for now we got Randall. Now what's next? What's next? And I think like
Second round exit.
in terms of, well, that was the case anyway, my guy. So
oh, I mean,
So what
I'll be
changed?
first round
You
exit.
trade to change.
the
I mean,
structure,
probably
the
first round
structure,
exit.
bro. Like, what were you gonna do with RJ Barrett and Emmanuel?
I agree. No, you're 100%.
If
correct.
teams didn't want
I
them
think
in
I
a
think it
trade back, obviously
for
they didn't
sure
want them.
this trade now for the Knicks opens up a lot of avenues for them in terms of their overall roster construction. That's why I do like that trade.
It'll
I'm
probably
not saying
still
this is
as
a
good.
bad trade. I do think there's more that benefits the Knicks than it does the Raptors in this trade. I'm just saying in terms of the value that you
Raptors,
gave up for a guy like
mess.
OG, in terms of the value that you gave OG in terms of him being a free agent, it's a lot. It is. But I think the positives outweigh the negatives in that trade. Get a guy like OG who's a great fit, great winning player, a great Tom Thibodeau player. Now, if you guys go out, I don't think you're going to be able to get a star, bro. I really don't think you are.
Depends
I
on
think
who.
what makes-
Like, obviously not Devin
It
Booker.
depends
like,
on
depends on
you
who.
know, I would love a guy like, it's crazy to say that now because Siakam would be very good on your
No,
team.
Siakam's
Right now.
literally like
He really
Julius
would.
Randle, bro.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't.
better than
I
Julius
don't need
Randle.
that. I don't
I
need
think
that.
he's better than
And
Julius
he's a
Randle.
championship winning.
He's not
way
better than Julius
Julius
Randle, bro. He's
Oh, yeah,
like,
he's
he's a
definitely
mess.
is.
He's a mess right now.
He definitely is.
Third best player
disagree.
on his own team right now.
What?
He's not better than
But
Scotty
that-
Barnes, bro. Scotty
He
Barnes
definitely
is
is better
way
than-
ahead of him.
He's definitely
You
better than
think he's a
Scottie
better
Barnes.
player than Scotty Barnes is
Oh,
right now?
100%.
Listen, I
Oh,
don't like
100%.
Pascal Siakam either, but I just think Julius Randle is that
Oh,
one
100%.
poison in that New York Knicks squad that you have to get rid of.
Yeah, no, that's been 100%, Yoni. In that sense, I've been advocating for that for 3 years.
I hate him
About
so
Julius
much.
Randle, and I've been advocating about RJ Barrett for 3 years, and I've been saying this about IQ for 3 years. So what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna talk my shit now. I think I know more about the Knicks than Knicks fans, realistically, because I look at it from an unbiased standpoint. When you guys, okay, maybe I was wrong about Scotty Barnes being
On
better.
crack.
Maybe I was wrong about Scotty Barnes being better than Pascal Siakam. Okay,
No more.
maybe Julius Randle's been playing better than Siakam now, but I would rather trust Siakam in the playoffs than Randle for sure, undeniably.
That's because
Right
they had
now,
Kawhi
but
Leonard
hold
with him,
up.
bro.
But these are guys. Okay, but now you got a guy like Jalen Brunson. Somebody they rate a lot.
Baron Jalen Brunson and Kawhi Leonard now, are we? Come on now. And
not really.
mind you, Kawhi Leonard in
but
2019.
for sure. No. Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the planet at that time. But you're looking at a great player like Jalen Brunson. But I think the fit makes sense. Now, I'm not saying go just get out Siakam. I'm talking about a caliber player like that.
bro.
Because
If
that's easier to acquire. I'm sorry, bro.
The trade
I
next,
don't think. What's the trade next, please?
The trade
I think
next-
what makes more sense is to get depth right
bro.
now.
We talked about it like to start
Right.
off.
Right.
The guy
Yeah,
now,
no.
the guy.
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid. I mean, bro.
I don't
Let me-
think you're going to be able
let
to
me-
get him, bro. Tell me the package right now. Julius
I don't know
Randle.
about the package.
But-
hold on.
There's no
Let me-
package.
Hold up.
There's
Hold up.
Trades are
nothing.
not going to just be.
Unless you give
Gotta
like
let
10
You always
first
say
rounders.
nothing, bro.
10
You always
first
say
rounders.
nothing, bro. You always
What
say
can you
Uh,
offer?
why-
What can you possibly
why
offer for Joel Embiid?
Julius Randle sign and trade because I'm pretty sure Julius Randle's a free agent next year, right? That would have to happen. Sign and trade. Why would?
I don't think he's. I think
Sixers-
we just extended him like last year.
Maybe I'm wrong
Ahmed,
about that.
you
I'm
always
sorry.
like. There's no package you can offer. for
Julius
Joel Embiid.
Randle's. Why would they do it? Unless, bro,
Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Quentin Grimes,
and a bunch
and
of
like
picks.
4 to 5 first round picks.
More.
only way I see that-
If
The
and
only way
especially
I
if Joel
see that-
Embiid demands out and says, "Yo, I want the Knicks."
If he demands out, that's a different story.
That's
If
the
he
thing.
demands out.
But that doesn't
And
mean
Daryl
nothing
Morey
either way.
and Daryl Morey
Yoni.
always folds, bro.
Yoni, I know that for a fact. It does not mean nothing because
I don't
Damian Lillard almost blew up the United States of America to come to the Miami Heat, and that still didn't happen. You get what I'm
That's-
saying?
No, that's true. That's true.
It's about putting
I mean,
up
you
the
guys
best
could have got him.
package
That was
because
that
they
was
don't
up to you
care.
guys. You guys could have got him. Nobody else
We
to blame
gave
but
the best
Miami.
package.
Nobody
We
else to
gave the
blame.
best package. No,
But
we did. No one.
that's
We
a bit of a
gave the
different-
best package right now. What the fuck what have the fucking Portland
Wait, but
Trailblazers done?
Tigu,
What
hold
have they
up,
done?
hold
They're
up. Can I ask you a
trash.
question,
They're
though?
garbage. They are nothing. They took
don't
nothing.
think
They clearly lost that trade. So
you don't
hold
think that's
that
a different
L.
situation, though?
Hold
Well,
that.
School's
Because
been underwhelming.
Yeah, because we're
Damian
dealing.
Lillard
No,
is the
because
poster
we're
face
dealing
of the Portland
with
Trailblazers. He's the poster
and what's
boy.
Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid is, but the 76ers don't need a Joel Embiid on their team. Portland is
No,
not.
they definitely do.
No,
Definitely
like
do.
as a player, he's fantastic. But they had AI on their team. They had the 76ers can pick up another player of Joel Embiid's character, of caliber. Portland's not getting another Damian Lillard.
I don't think. Name me the last time the Sixers ever brought in a big free agent.
James.
It's
Last
never
time?
happened.
That was
That's
true.
never happened.
Tobias Harris?
Never. Tobias Harris was a
Jimmy
trade.
Butler.
either way.
No, you traded.
Jimmy
But
Butler
wait,
was
but
a
what
trade.
does that have to
These
do
are all
with anything,
trades.
though? 76ers are.
You're saying the Sixers can easily get in a new star. No, they
I
cannot.
think they can. James
It's
Harden
not that
landed
easy.
there. I know it was a free agency.
The
but
only
he
reason
landed
why
there.
they got Joel Embiid is because they started tanking. Trust the process. It's the only reason why they got him.
I don't know.
And clearly,
But there's
sorry,
more
it's-
connection. Who cares about all right, 76ers,
it's
I'm
about
sure they love
it's
Joel
about
Embiid.
who gives the
They
best
bounce him.
package.
They
I
bounce
would-
him.
I would say right now, the Brooklyn Nets can give a better offer than the Knicks for sure if they want to get for
100%.
anybody in the league. So don't
100%.
talk to me about Julius Randle and all these Quentin Grimes and Mitchell Robinson. I like Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a great value in this league because his contract is pretty decent for a player you're going to get. And I think right now for the Knicks, what makes the most sense is to round out that roster and hope to maybe get somebody in free agency or go and obviously you should try, should star hunt. I've always said a guy like, Karl Anthony Towns was a perfect star for you guys. He's not a superstar like a Joel Embiid, but he fits that team and he's a younger player than Joel Embiid. I don't think the Joel Embiid he's an amazing player, but we've seen so many times in the playoffs, he does not show up. And those Sixers teams were fucking talented throughout the years that he's been there. And they never got it done. And Joel Embiid was the best player on that team. So he deserves criticism for that. And do I knock the Knicks for even going out to get someone like Joel Embiid? No, of course not. You should always want to get the best players on your team. But you have to understand that the Knicks are relatively a young team. They're not too old. Jalen Brunson's what? Mid to late 20s. OG's mid to late 20s. I'm not maybe 27, 28. You still have a couple years on those guys. So it's not a rush. It's not a rush for the Knicks to try and get a star. Force all their chips to the table and try and gamble on somebody. Take your time with it. Maybe if you guys can draft well, you can use those players to trade. Obi Toppin.
The Knicks
Remember Obi
drafting
Toppin
well is
pick? That was a
hilarious, man.
disaster.
Bro, what
Yeah,
pick
no,
has not
it's
been a
embarrassing.
disaster for the Knicks? I'm actually curious.
Trying to think.
Do not go back more than 15 years.
Definitely. KP, he was playing well for them, and at the end he left. He wanted to leave.
It didn't work out.
RJ was all right. IQ was a good pick at the first round. But we're talking about like high picks. They haven't been that good.
They
And
haven't had a star, man. They haven't
I'll
had
say this now. They haven't. And last time they had one, Carmelo, and obviously he wasn't a.
he
they didn't
wasn't
draft him.
drafted, Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do like that trade for the Knicks, and we'll see. I think they need to round out this roster, bring in more depth. I think you need point guard depth now. They're saying Malcolm Brogdon.
Ooh, that would be good.
Sure. I think the perfect player for the Knicks right now would be Mikal Bridges. I think that's the perfect player.
The one on the Nets?
The Nets, yeah. A two-way
that
player,
happen,
that's
though?
exactly. But that's the thing. He
Him-
would have to force his way out, but I do think teams have better ways. Like I think Miami could beat the Knicks offer.
Okay, my question is, who
wants
do the Knicks lose in order to get him? Because
I
Him
mean, that's what I'm
go,
saying. I
him
mean,
going
Ahmed's made
there
it brought a good point. I mean, Randall, Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, and a bunch of first round picks.
for
But then why
Mikal
would the Nets
Bridges.
do that? But that's what I'm saying. In the perfect
Oh,
world, pipe dream, it's Mikal Bridges. Yeah, no, Mikal Bridges is an amazing player, man.
he
You
is. But
you
it's
don't.
tough. You want to give up that
You
much for
just,
someone who's not even.
he's not a superstar, but I think he's on the cusp of that. And he got the chemistry with him, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, those Villanova guys. At the end of the day, like I said, good move for the Knicks. Opens up a lot of avenues to make that team a relatively good team. I was never scared of them. Now getting rid of RJ, RQ, then as crazy as it sounds, I think they're in a step in the right direction. It's good. It's good team construction. They have a lot. They still have a lot of bums on that team, and we'll see. And does Tom Thibodeau have long in New York too? Because if he has another down year, first round exit, I mean, dude, why would they bring him back? Bring in a new guy, make him make the
Trust the
team
process.
construction. Sure. What's the Tom Thibodeau fucking process been? It's been fucking kill your best player playing 500 minutes a fucking game, and hopefully he doesn't get injured and cost the season. So, you know, it is what it is. We'll see.
Does he remind you of Ten Hag?
Damn, why would you say that? That's crazy.
Because
Actually thinking
honestly,
about
I
that.
don't know why it came up to mind. Like,
No comment.
no
I'll keep
comment.
it at that.
No,
No
no, no.
comment.
Let's talk about this. No, this is where
Tom
I catch you
Thibodeau, Ten
lacking. Let's be
Hag.
honest. Do you see any
Play
sort of
play.
comparison?
I definitely do. I mean, playing zero rotation, playing your best players until they break their leg and blow up. I mean, how many injuries have we had? Not a very good young player, cannot progress young players. You know, you see the likes of Alanga, Zidane that left us. Hansen, this young kid that wants to leave. Sancho, not very good with young players. I see a little bit of a connection
Good
between the
coach who
two.
can't get it working, who should be given enough time to try. In my
Uh,
opinion.
mm,
In
I
my
like that.
opinion.
That's a good comparison. I respect it.
Yeah. Um. What? Why don't we just move on to soccer for a second?
Oh
Since
wow.
since
Oof.
since we're making that
I
Ten
think
Hag
the last
comparison
time we had an episode, I think I said United were gonna finish like second
in the
or
league,
third.
we still can, if
Yeah, keep
if a
praying,
couple
man.
of
We need that.
team
We
planes
definitely need that.
crash.
Oh my
Nah.
God. Hopefully, it would be a city in Liverpool.
If we're gonna be on, let's save the Man United talk for a second. All
Right.
right, because I know Ahmed wants to clown us for that, so we'll save that to the side for a second. My focus, what I really want to focus on mostly, is I want to ask you, in your opinion, Chelsea and Newcastle, how big of a failure or success? Maybe you see Newcastle more so than Chelsea as a
Mhm.
success. How
Right.
big of a failure or success do you see those teams, especially given recent form? Especially given recent form. Because Newcastle
Well,
wasn't
listen,
doing so bad.
for sure. No, they weren't. For sure. Looking at it from a Newcastle standpoint, I don't really. I think the expectation was so like rushed on them because they had one good season. Obviously, making the Champions League for Newcastle, who got relegated twice. I remember when they got relegated twice, made it back both times. For a club like Newcastle, I tell people all the time, outside of the Big Six, the biggest club is Newcastle.
I
You know
think
what I
they're
mean?
bigger than some clubs in the Big Six, to be honest.
Probably than Spurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, they were a big team in the '90s. Alan Shearer gave United trouble. Ferguson United trouble. They've always had a big fan base. They just had bad ownership. I mean, how long have the fans been wanting Mike Ashley to be sacked, to be
Oh
sell the
man.
team, and this that, and they finally did that. And ironically enough, they sold it to the most richest, money hungry guys in the world who wanted a football club in the Premier League so bad, and they got it. And they spent a lot of money. They brought in good. They had a good solid recruitment. The players that they brought in are very fantastic players. Eddie Howe, who I liked Eddie Howe in Bournemouth, but I didn't think he was ready to be a manager of a big club. I remember
That's
you
true.
saying he should be the United manager. You did say that.
I'll give you
You
credit.
know,
You kind of, and we don't know that it's for sure true yet, but you did
right,
kind
right,
of say Eddie Howe was not necessarily a
right,
big club manager, and I disagreed. I
right,
did
right,
say I thought he would
right,
make great as a United. I still think he would have,
right,
just because of Manchester United is such a English oriented squad,
right,
and Eddie Howe
right,
is,
right.
you know,
You
so
said about a lot of English managers nowadays for United. Graham Potter
Graham
is
Potter.
linked to us. But a guy like Eddie Howe going to Newcastle is perfect because the expectation is not the same as a big club in England, but you're being provided the resources like you are, especially that first season. So they just broke the expectations, the standards, and it was shocking to everybody. The finished fourth in the Premier League was amazing feat for them. But now the real expectations on you after that, you know, and they clearly couldn't handle it. You see it now in the form in the Premier League. You can see it now in the Champions League. They got out in the group stage, and that's why I'm not going to rush that expectation that a lot of people had on them. I'm not going to do that
Yeah,
because I still understand that they still have a long way to go.
of course.
I do think there will be a threat, but it's slowly going to take some time. I just think they had a little bit of a hitch in the road, and they kind of like exceeded expectations. But now they came back to earth because it's really hard to manage multiple fixtures a week and being
Yeah,
in multiple
people don't
competitions.
realize
They
that.
don't understand it.
People don't
Right.
realize that. That's why United being bad right now is so horrendous because we are
Right.
literally the most favored fixtures in terms of, bro, we're not in another
100%.
competition. And
100%.
everybody else is in the big six is in another competition. So, like,
Right.
people don't realize this affects title races, all of this stuff
Mhm.
all the time. That's why Man City is a cheat code because they can
100%.
field a whole new team in each league they play in.
Yeah.
Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League,
Mhm.
Carling Cup. A whole new team in each thing. That's why they're
Right.
so successful. Liverpool, it's easier to be 100% fit when you do steroids. So that's Liverpool's thing. But like you see it with the breakdown of a team like Arsenal or the breakdown of a team like Newcastle. They're struggling
Right.
because you put in other competitions, you don't have the
Mhm.
depth, you're not prepared for the depth.
You don't have the depth. Yeah.
Then you have a team like Aston Villa who's in no competitions doing great because they don't
That's
have
it.
those fixtures. It's very
They don't
simple
have
for
that
them.
fixture. They're fresh.
Tottenham,
Every
kind of.
yeah, yeah. It's you nailed it right there. Um, that's why I think Chelsea. Wow, complete disaster since Todd
Yeah.
Bowley's taken over. The amount of money that they've spent, the managers that they brought in, the club and the standard that's there for them to even be in that position is just it's real. I feel like people are like not really slandering Chelsea as much as they should. Breaking the record for Caicedo, who's been mid, average. Enzo Fernandez, a great player, 100 million for him.
I forgot that they broke the record for Caicedo. That's crazy.
Yeah, for a midfielder.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
What did
You
you say,
know?
Ahmed?
Liverpool, like, we're also ready to pay that fee too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
and
like Liverpool would have
but
been
now
successful with it though.
they probably would have because it's just different. Maybe. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I just came back and you guys talking about football, so obviously, like, missed a lot.
We
Like,
trashed Bayern for like 10 minutes.
no, you guys wouldn't dare, bro.
We saved. You know
But-
what's funny? We saved Man United talk because we were like, well, me
But,
mostly.
I mean-
I'm sure Tigu didn't want to wait, but I was like, we need to save the Man United talk for when a meta.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not talk about them, to be fair. But
Go
it's a
to
podcast.
like the big money moves, right? Enzo has listen, bro. Like there's a stat out there that he's got like one win or something, right?
Yeah.
Like where we going, bro? Like he's a midfielder, right? And he's not an attacking midfielder, so he's not exactly gonna like change how like if you
He's
win
not an
that
X
much.
factor player. He's not somebody that's
No,
gonna win
he's
you games.
like, bro, he could be a Kimmich. That's
Right.
That's what I see.
No, he's a great player. That's why I'm giving him his credit. But this is what I'm trying to say about this whole reason why Chelsea, their failures are worse than Newcastle's, because the money that they spent and the expectation of the players that they were supposed to get, and for them to be in the situation that they are at that club is fucking
surprised?
like, I'm shocked. No, I'm like in really sitting down
got
and thinking
poached.
about it.
That was the only thing
That's
that
what I'm
made me
saying.
like, okay, maybe they can finish
But
top
hold
8.
up. But hold up. When Graham Potter got hired, Graham Potter was the biggest and hottest manager in England.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was supposed to take, he was. Everyone tries to forget that now because after the stinker at fucking Chelsea. But him at Brighton, everybody wanted him.
Yeah, he was
Everybody on
like
Twitter.
Eddie Howe.
Yeah, he's that next English guy, young guy, same way everyone's looking at De Zerbi or Xabi Alonso now. People looking at Potter the same way. And you had him coming in with the amount of players and talented players that they got in to shit the bed last year and to keep that shit going on to this year. After spending more money at Chelsea, dude, this team won the Champions League like 3 years ago.
Literally 3 years ago, which is
It's
crazy.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
That's why, bro. Like when I said that, they are probably the worst team to win a Champions League in a while. It wasn't like disrespect. It was first of all facts.
I don't think so.
Manchester,
Not at
bro,
the time.
Manchester City losing
that's
that was
too
one of
cool.
the biggest chokes. That's
Right.
probably
No,
the
I
biggest
agree.
choke on Pep. You're not
You're
gonna win a
definitely right about
Champions
that.
League against that team. Kai Havertz is the reason why you lose the Champions League. That's all I have to say, bro.
That Tuchel team was tough though.
They were
Tuchel
not bad, Ahmed.
Tuchel managed that team.
Bro, I
what's
see
funny?
Tuchel is one of the best coaches in the world.
You know what's very
But,
funny
like,
about that? I know someone who
Pep
recently became a
choked.
Chelsea fan, and he's like, you guys know him. He knows when he listens. He'll know I was talking about him. But he was like, oh, at least I can say I'm not a bandwagon. I'm like, no, you are literally the dumbest person. Like, you bandwagon because they just won the Champions League. You bandwagon the worst bandwagon team ever.
Right, it's really
because
bad.
like you became a fan of a team that just won the Champions League, so you're a bandwagon, and they're absolute trash.
Yeah, bro.
So it's
Yeah.
like the worst decision you could make, bro.
Right.
The worst
So
possible
the-
decision.
And I always talk about how, for sure, this is why I think United are the most hated team because we destroyed so many people's childhoods. So they're always gonna, go at us. But
That's
for
funny.
people to even banter us more than they banter Chelsea is mind-boggling. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like take away. Yeah,
Bro,
like
you guys
I
are
under-
trash, bro. I'm not even
No,
surprised when you guys
we are
lose to
trash.
Lewintown.
We
bro.
are trash, and I understand why people banter us. But the situation that Chelsea are in is way worse than us, and deserve to have more criticism than us. But obviously, Manchester United, it's kind of
Bro,
like
you guys are like
what you
six
think
somehow.
the Knicks are. Yeah, we're still relatively somewhere in that
You guys are
situation.
like Zion.
Bro,
it's a couple
it
points
gets-
away.
Bro, you know what that is? That's football heritage right there. Through it all,
In what sense?
bro, through it all, you would think you guys were like 19s, bro. I'm not even kidding. The way you played,
But that's
The way the
but that's
media
what I'm saying.
portrays us, not the way
Yes,
we play.
the way. No, it's
it's
way
warranted.
the media
It's warranted.
portrays it.
It's warranted.
Ahmed,
Because of the media,
last
bro.
season,
It is
last
warranted,
season,
but not
the
as
media
much
was-
as some
I
other.
don't care about the media anyway. From
You
when
say
I
you don't care, but that's
when I watch you guys, bro, I watch you guys. That 4-3, you guys were walking around like
4-3 against.
Yeah,
that
no, we
4-3
definitely
was
had-
like the biggest fluke. Like we played terrible and you guys couldn't beat us. Terrible, bro.
Right.
Sixth, somehow, some way. That's football heritage, bro.
Sixth.
Still a claim to like that's European place, no? Or is that
Yeah.
like Europa?
Yeah,
believe
it
so.
is. It's
Obviously,
Europe.
like, but that's a claim. Listen, Chelsea, they can spend all they want.
And they're 12th.
Maybe in the next 50 years they can force their way into being like a real traditional club, right? Not right now, not Man City, all these clubs. And the one thing that bro, it keeps like really pisses me off about Chelsea, bro, is that through it all, I see reports that they're willing to spend again. That's
why
like,
not?
what are we doing here, bro? I like
Yeah,
as
listen,
a Bayern fan, that's crazy because when we spend 100 million, it's like, oh my god, it's like the end of the world. These guys spend 100 million, like
says that about you guys.
Well, because you guys
Kane-
drop 100 million on to buy the whole Bundesliga, take the best players, and then sell it back. For
Well, I
like
mean,
a
how
million.
is Harry Kane? I mean, we'll get to him, but worth that
Harry
price tag, and it
Kane.
was less than 100 million. Worth that price tag, and who knows, he might even be spending that price tag this window, bro.
Yeah, I'm Bruno.
Who would have thought Bayern Munich?
On Bruno Fernandes, yeah, that makes
But yeah,
sense.
I
So going
don't-
back to your original question, Yoni, I do think it's been way more embarrassing for Chelsea than Newcastle. Their current situation.
Newcastle's a disaster class.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah,
By the
there's
way,
no deny that.
you guys paid 100 USD for Harry Kane, so let's not act like you paid.
He's
nothing.
the
Ahmed
best
was
player in the
in-
world at the moment, bro.
Okay, yeah, but you said you didn't pay 100 mil for him.
Well, I mean, 100 million, like pounds, whatever it was.
You want to go by pounds now?
Euros,
How much money did we sign
Euros.
Pogba for? I'm curious, Ahmed.
How many euros?
Bundesliga players, you Bundesliga fans, were the ones that never gave Harry Kane any credit. But now that he's there,
Never mind.
Oh,
We're
he's-
saying-
I never gave credit to Harry Kane.
you never
It's
gave
terrifying.
credit to
First of
Harry
all,
Kane.
first of all,
I've
I will.
never heard.
First of all, bro, I
Never.
will send. I right now. Not even close. And
Okay.
and last summer, I would have still preferred to sign Victor Osimhen over him. Now, having said that, Harry Kane is the best striker in the world, best
Right.
player in the world, right?
Right.
And when you
Right.
come to Bayern Munich, that's what happens.
No.
Mic drop, bro.
Because he can.
Was he not
no.
the best in the world before he came to Bayern Munich, or you just
You're on
conveniently?
Tottenham, bro. On Tottenham, yeah. Come on.
The only reason why he was not considered to be one of the best because he was on Tottenham. That's the only reason.
That's why you move to a club like Bayern, because it matters.
He could have done this at Real Madrid.
Bro, wait,
Could have done this at
But
Barcelona.
I'm saying
Diego,
a club
let's
like
roll the
Bayern
clock
doesn't
back.
have to be just
Let's
Bayern.
roll the clock back 3 years. We were talking about Lewandowski to Barca. It doesn't matter that he's going to Barca. It doesn't affect the Ballon d'Or results. But now all of a sudden, going to a club like Bayern will take you from a decent striker to the
That's-
best striker in the world.
That has nothing to do. Nothing. Like, what's the word?
Stutter?
No. Like, I don't know. What,
I caught you good, bro.
I accuse Robert Lewandowski of doing that exact thing you're saying right now, of leaving.
Right.
Like, what did I say? The
Right.
perfect package for a striker, right?
Right.
Leaving that to go to Barcelona.
Okay.
And I accuse him of doing that to chase a Ballon d'Or, to chase the
Right.
followers and stuff like that.
Right.
Harry Kane, I'm not like that comes with the territory. Of course, when you come to Bayern Munich, it holds way more weight than when you're at Tottenham. Duh. And I said a club like Bayern doesn't have to be Bayern. It could be Real Madrid. It could be obviously fucking.
I know, but
Barcelona, whatever.
You're definitely.
Let me finish, my guy.
I'll admit
With
your
a fucking-
consistency. You always did say that it was the best package for a striker. That I'll admit.
I'm just, bro. You can't.
And you're
catch
right.
me, bro.
And you're right.
No,
I did
he's
catch
definitely
you.
right. The
was-
Bundesliga is one of the worst defensive leagues in the world by far.
What?
You heard me.
What did you say? I did
It's
it.
the great.
That's why
I
I actually
said
say
it's the
repeat it.
perfect package for a striker because it's the worst defensive league in the world. So yeah, they're gonna score more.
Bro, the way. Okay, bro. Like,
They
let's
have
not
this guy
act like,
Giassi. They have this guy
let's not- but
Giassi
the
scoring
Premier
like
League.
20,
I can.
30 goals.
Is there a game going on tomorrow?
No,
right
it's
in the
it's
Premier
10
League?
o'clock.
Whatever it is, I'll tell you how it's gonna end. It's gonna end 1-1, right? 88th
Amazing.
minute. It's gonna be a
Wow.
penalty. A VAR
What a-
check. 89th
That's
minute.
that's
Penalty.
that's football.
That's your
bro.
league, bro. Stop it.
FA
Bro, I
Cup,
watch
FA
all
Cup,
the leagues
Crystal
in the
Palace,
world.
That's-
Everton
that's-
tomorrow.
These are
that's
the most
football.
I'm ready.
predictable
That's why the only time you guys won a Champions League is during the pandemic and nobody was watching.
SBS.
Bombs. The
SBS.
Bundesliga. That's the
Official
last time you
prediction
guys
locked
won
in.
the Champions League because that's why English teams have been running Europe. Running Europe.
Running Europe.
Easily. Running that shit.
I don't.
And the only time
that's new to me.
Bundesliga won the Champions League, no, it
Bro,
is new to you.
If you guys
obviously,
want to
clearly.
like hang on to Man City, bro, to like okay, but
I'm-
you also can't like say that Man City spends way too much money and stuff like that, and then say Man City are dominating and stuff like that. So it has to be like we're dominating without doing
Right.
all that nonsense, right?
Right.
Different
Dominating
levels.
what? Dominating what?
Levels.
What have you been dominating?
Europe. What are you talking about?
When? How? What have you been
And
dominating Europe? You won one Champions
like
League.
this
Pandemic.
season right now, who's
Mickey
the best
Mouse.
team in the world?
Biggest
If not us,
Liverpool.
okay, we're number 2.
Liverpool.
Not number 2, okay, we're number 3. But we're definitely in the
Real
top
Madrid.
3. It's what we do.
Right.
Let's move on, bro. I try to give you guys some credit with Manchester United, and you guys try to like, and I didn't even say something that was crazy. I said Harry Kane's the best player in the world. Do you not agree?
We no.
Like, you think
I don't know.
Jude Bellingham is
I'll have
better?
to look at it. I think Harry Kane's been fantastic.
Who's?
So,
I
I don't
mean,
know. He's
it's,
up
it's
there.
simple. Like,
I would have
like
to
you're
go.
on the best. You're on the
I
best
think-
team, if not like top 2 team in the world, and you score the most goals.
Might
But
I
Haaland.
remind you? Might I remind you? Ronaldo has scored the most goals in this calendar year.
See, nah, bro.
Can I
Yeah.
wait? Yo,
That's-
before we
Oh
move on.
my
Serious
God.
question.
Oh my
Do
God.
you think
I'm gonna...
that has any merit to it? No,
What?
right?
Well,
We can all
Ronaldo?
agree
What?
that- Yeah, the Ronaldo.
Ronaldo?
scored
No,
the
no,
most
that
goals this
counts.
calendar year.
What a
Of course not.
psycho, bro. I love this guy, but what a psycho.
Yo,
Bro, he's gonna
Ahmed,
be doing this till
That
55
counts?
years old, scoring
just go.
in like
It's the greatest of
Ecuador,
all
bro.
time.
El Salvador. He's gonna be like
Ahmed,
bicycle kick.
can I say a hot take? I don't even think Harry Kane's the best player on that team.
You think Leroy
In
Sané?
current form.
Oh, but I agree, bro. And most, bro, and most,
And I like Leroy Sané because now he's out of
bro, and
Manchester City.
most Bayern fans would
Now,
say that
but
Harry
hold
Kane
up,
is
Ahmed. But hold up now,
unbelievable.
Ahmed.
He is.
Now, if you're saying Leroy Sané better than Harry Kane, and you proclaim Harry Kane as the best player in the world right now,
No, I'm saying like, bro, he's the reason.
That's
oh,
because
Harry, bro,
Leroy Sané is
Sané
the
is
best
just
player in the galaxy.
like,
in the
like I said, you're on the best team in the world. You score the most goals. You're the best player in the world. That's just what
Fair
it
enough.
is these days, bro. You know, it's
Fair enough.
like we don't have a Messi, we don't have a Ronaldo in the world until Musiala.
also respect to guys like
in France, so it
Girassi,
don't really matter.
Boniface. Those guys are a fantastic player. Grimaldo. Like, there's a lot of great talent coming out of the Bundesliga now, as there's always
Bro,
been.
that
Obviously,
entire
my
Bayer
guy,
Leverkusen
Florian-
squad is gonna be studied in like the next 5 years, bro. Like you know what they do with Monaco and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like-
just absolutely just rape them of every talent that they have. Yeah,
Ridiculous
there's
talent.
they're a fantastic team, and listen, I've always said this about the Bundesliga. They make good talent. They don't always translate to different leagues. Of course, you got guys like Kai Havertz, Jadon Sancho, but talent's always there.
Speaking of,
It's exciting football for sure, but it's definitely not the best league. And if you want to really prove yourself, you come to England.
True.
yeah, said it.
Is there anything of notability you guys want to talk about in terms of
What?
footy? Anything else of notability you want to talk about? in
I'm
terms
not
of
gonna
footy?
lie to you.
About transfer
this
window?
season-
I guess
No,
we
in
can
general.
talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, we
Or,
can talk
like,
about
anything.
transfers.
I feel like the season's been stale, man. Even though I think
Yeah,
it's
I
one of the
agree.
most competitive Premier
Bro,
League seasons.
To me, I feel like it's been stale. I feel like games have been like, there's been exciting games. Don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of like controversy, a lot of like,
Predictable.
yeah, it's too predictable.
Bro,
And I just
we can't even
maybe
talk
it's because
about,
United suck.
we can't even talk about the VAR issues with the Premier League because we've talked about it 40
Oh.
times. We've talked
Oh, yeah.
about it 40 times.
And
Premier
they
League
still don't get it
sucks.
right. No,
That
the
is
Premier
by
League in terms
far-
of officiating is by far like the most disastrous, inconsistent. Like just United alone, bro. We've been robbed of clear cut chances. Like, dude, you remember Spurs game? Garnacho shot right at Romero's
The handball?
arm,
Yeah,
and they don't call that,
insane.
but they call shit against us, bro. I'd rather not speak
It's,
about it.
bro, it's
what
because-
every
about
every
when he got
weekend. Every
tackled?
weekend in the big game is always one big hole.
bro.
It's
That
disgusting.
Spurs
And only
Liverpool,
you guys, bro. Only that
the,
league.
S- the Spurs Liverpool decision was one of the most blatant.
Bro, it was so bad that I didn't even want to like. I didn't
the
even
most
look at it. Bro.
blatant
'Cause I knew it was gonna be like
malpractice
nonsense.
I've seen with my two eyes in a football game.
Wait. That was the one when like they like those back officials they made
The
like
offsides where they had like a mishap
guys in the back.
terms of communication. Yeah,
oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that was the worst. That's
malpractice.
like
Like
what?
people
Why
should
do we
get
have?
fired from that. Worst decision I've seen.
What was
and
it
I've seen
again?
Ten
I
Hag.
forgot. But I remember
I've seen
they
Ten
were
Hag.
like,
It was offsides, and they told the referee on the field that it wasn't offsides,
Oh,
but they
it
had a
stands.
And they could have
Yes,
stopped. And they could have
yes,
stopped.
yes.
They could have easily
Yes,
stopped.
they
They
were
could've
like,
stopped
oh, decision stands, but the decision was the wrong one, and they didn't realize.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh God, bro, how does that?
That was the
happen?
worst decision, and I've seen Ten
The
Hag
state of that
sub
league, bro.
off Kobe Mano for Scott McTominay.
Oh God,
Oh.
that's actually
Wow.
crazy. I remember, and in the audio he says, "I hope they don't release this."
So that's how you know it's bad.
It's
For
bad.
sure.
It's bad. And
Yeah,
I
no.
think other leagues is probably just as bad, but nobody pays attention.
No,
to it,
it's
so we don't
not.
know.
No,
No,
you don't
I
need to
watch
stop.
other
It's
leagues,
really
like-
not.
Like La Liga
really
is
not.
disgusting sometimes, but it has some good teams. Like Germany does not. This is like it's like rock and roll. This does not happen too much. It's England, bro. It's the same thing.
No, it's
Every-
definitely England because you know why? Because these referees in England want to make it about it themselves. They
I don't
want to
think
be
so, bro.
the
I
star.
think like
They definitely do, bro. They want to be like talked about.
Yeah,
It's kind of cringe.
yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of
yeah.
like an ego
What
thing.
Cringe,
about the
that's
yellow
fucking-
card
what
to
are we doing?
Dalot? The red card to Dalot. What's
Fucking
that
joke.
ref doing, bro? What's that?
What
ref
is
doing?
that?
all right.
Embarrassing.
What'd you guys talk about when I was gone though? You guys talked about like
No, we talk about Newcastle,
You
Chelsea.
didn't miss it. Chelsea, Newcastle.
just soccer.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
Footy.
We can move on to combat sports. Shit, man. How about some wrestling? Man?
Wow.
Oh my
Yes.
God. I think that's one
Wow.
of the biggest things that makes me upset
Stop
that we
it.
haven't been
Now you got
recording
me.
recently.
Now you got me up.
Yeah, see, there we go, bro.
Now you
I'm
got me
telling
up.
you, we have been so actively especially like me, Tiku,
This-
even Ahmed. We've been actively watching.
I'm
And we have not
going.
talked
You
about
know
it.
how they have.
My guy, bro.
Sorry about that.
I got Peacock, my guy. I'm locked in.
Every paper.
I got Peacock too.
Every
Oh, I'm watching
pay-per-view.
everything. I've been watching everything since
Bro, like,
WrestleMania.
I'm in the, bro. Like there's a guy on YouTube. Well, like actually a couple guys, but there's a thing, like the story of like I don't know if you see that on YouTube.
What's the guy's name? Do you know?
Not like there's a couple of. I know.
What
I know one guy. His channel is like TH114 something like that.
Right.
But it's story of, and like each video is maybe like 40 minutes to like 1 hour long.
Oh, it's like all the
There's
build up
stories,
to
bro,
certain.
and it's,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
going
yeah.
back, it's
No,
like
I
Kurt
love
Angle,
that.
Brock Lesnar. It's every
Yeah,
single
yeah, yeah,
story.
yeah. I love
bro.
those. I love those.
Mm.
I love those. No, for sure. But people. You know how people coin like specific times in wrestling as like a certain era.
Yeah.
Attitude era,
Yeah.
ruthless aggression. I'm calling this era the Renaissance era.
Oh.
Mm.
The WWE, the
Oh.
E is back.
Triple
the E
H.
is back.
It's gotta do something with Hunter, bro. Like
You know
you
what I
gotta put
mean?
it like the game era or something.
The
Bro. I don't know.
Renaissance
they got
era,
Ariel
ladies and
Helwani.
gentlemen.
Bro,
The
they
game
got,
era.
They got Ariel Helwani talking about some wrestling. Yo, put a
Wrestling.
real one. Put the SVS crew up there. We'll be exciting. We know everything. We're true fans. We're not no cappers,
What better way?
But for sure.
to
Put
bring
us
in
on the
Renaissance
WrestleMania
era?
weekend. Oh yeah,
Triple H is
100%.
dog.
Well,
Let's
but,
give him his
like-
props. That dude is.
Oh, he's just
genius.
he's somebody that I talk to my brother about this a lot. Triple H never gets his due because a lot of people talk about when his reign of terror in the early 2000s in Raw when he was the heavyweight champion. He was burying a lot of guys like Booker T, Rob Van Dam, guys like that were fan favorites that probably should have won, but Triple H obviously didn't. Gets a lot of heat like that for that, and it's always like kept going throughout his career, and now I think he's done a complete PR switch in terms of like him being the booker now and him being the guy. He's giving people their due respect,
Absolutely.
and he knows wrestling to a T, man.
The-
He's not the most perfect guy. There's been a lot of booking decisions that I've been
You're not
very
gonna be
questionable
flawless,
about.
ever. You're not gonna be.
You're
flawless
never.
But you know what's funny?
That's why I say a guy like, Vince McMahon was the best and worst thing to ever happen to wrestling. And it's just
think-
how the business is. You know what I mean?
I think he was
He
the
is.
best, flat out.
Of course,
I don't know
but
about
that's
the
what I'm saying.
worst in
It's
any way.
honestly the worst thing because what he built up, he almost destroyed.
True.
He almost did.
Oh boy,
Look how we're talking about wrestling now. We weren't doing that 2 years ago.
we were not
Unless
And,
I remember that one podcast episode we were talking about theme songs.
one.
But-
No, we every time, and you know what's funny? Every time we talk about wrestling, those episodes get so many views, bro. People love.
Sure,
our
no,
wrestling
because wrestling, bro, people love wrestling. There's a big untapped audience that don't know that the WWE is fucking good now. A lot of people that watched it when they were young and looked into it and like, they grew up a little bit more. They're like, it's not like what it was back in the day. They haven't watched it recently. And I think a guy like we're going to talk about is CM Punk coming back. A lot of people are going to start watching it again. And this is the most important time going forward for the WWE is how they're going to hit everything. And they've been fucking on point with everything. Obviously, what happened this past
scared.
Monday with a certain guy coming back, I'm not,
I'm scared, man. How does that? Because the bloodline.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Probably, in my opinion, greatest wrestling storyline ever.
Oh, I
Right?
agree.
Bro, I'm gonna
And I'm a
smack
big
this guy in the
NWO
fucking
guy.
face, bro.
No, but
Seriously,
it
one day,
definitely
bro. I
is.
swear to God.
What, you don't agree, man?
No,
I
but it
don't
is,
agree
man.
with it, bro.
What do you think is
Just
better?
say
NWO?
It's,
NWO?
bro. I think
That's
like
the only thing
if
that
you want to
can-
give
that
it
can-
justice, right?
Viral.
In the last 10 years, it's the best storyline, and that's saying a lot, right? That's
So
great.
what's the best one? I
The
want
best
to hear
storyline in the
this.
last 10 years is a great thing.
No, it's not really because the last
It's
10 years of
definitely-
wrestling haven't been that good.
The last 2 decades, bro. Easily.
Well, what's 10 years? Does the Daniel Bryan story was pretty good? I mean, that was 2013. So
I think,
that
I
probably,
think that's the only one. But like Daniel, like
That's- that's it.
CM Punk against the
CM Punk was 2011.
against
No?
WWE, that was like 2013, 2012.
that wasn't better than the bloodline. That was
no,
great.
I'm saying yeah, but it's like
Yeah, they kind of
it's
like.
not the best storyline of all time. At least not
Right.
yet.
So what
could be.
is? To
I
you,
think, bro,
you don't
I
even
think
know.
it's top 3, bro. Easily.
Ahmed doesn't even know what the best storyline is to him. I 100% bet he doesn't know.
No,
He'd be
but like,
like,
I don't
I
have
don't
it
know.
like on my head, bro.
Yeah,
But, like,
exactly. That's what
give
I'm
me-
saying.
Bro,
The
I
only
That's
one,
fair.
Bro, this is
The
all I
only
hear.
no,
This is-
no, the
bro,
only
this is
one
this is
that
the
can
one thing
viral the
this is the one
Bloodline
thing
storyline.
that
Hold
I
up,
don't
let me tell
like
you something.
about today's
The
WWE.
NWO storyline in WCW because that almost put the WWE out of business.
What?
The NWO storyline.
The
It
Invasion
almost
Era?
put no, not the invasion
Before.
storyline. NWO with Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Razor Ramon. That almost put the WWE out of business. But I do think the Bloodline storyline has been the best. It's been pretty stale this past year. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I
Um,
wanted to bring up.
And there's been
Yeah,
a lot
like
of
I said.
couple, weird booking decisions, which, people are always going to be, people are never going to be satisfied. But I can agree. I can understand where they're coming from. But now, nice and low.
Little.
Yep. Jump shot to the storyline, which we're talking about it right now. Dwayne, The Rock, the future president, maybe, Johnson, called out Roman Reigns. Ahmed, you're muted. You're muted.
The Rock shut his candy ass mic off.
Shut his ass, the most electrifying athlete, entertainer, LeBron the Bull. Here we
You
go.
hear me though?
Yeah, we
Yes.
hear you. Ahmed, what are your thoughts about The Rock calling
Oh,
out
The Rock.
Roman Reigns, our tribal chief? I hope everybody has acknowledged
tribal-
him today.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro,
right.
like the irony of CM Punk returning and then The Rock
And then
returning
The Rock
a
coming
month
back
later.
is crazy. It is crazy.
The Royal Rumble just underway too.
Oh
like,
my God, you're so right. Holy shit.
bro, it's
I
scary.
didn't even think
Scary.
about that.
But
Thankfully,
Yeah,
they're on
obviously,
like
like-
two different.
honestly, when he came back and he was doing all that talking, always great to see The Rock back. Obviously, a legend, one of the greatest of all times.
course.
But and like just the way he was talking like that, I even said, bro, I'm saying over like he's getting soft. Like Roman's gonna eat this guy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Joking around. I was just joking around.
100%.
For him, bro, and the way, and he waited till the absolute last second to drop that, bro. And this is something I was talking about my friend a long time ago. Like this is the final storyline, right? This is the two guys, right? The Rock says he wants the head of the table, bro. I mean, that's chills right there.
Chills for sure.
Chills right, and Roman Reigns, man. Oh, imagine like he would have came out right there. Oh my God, it would have been over.
That would
Imagine
be
that.
crazy. Oh. I'm so
That
excited.
That's the
face-off.
storyline.
That
Iron-
face off, if it does happen. Whoa.
Obviously, like the big elephant in the room is Cody Rhodes.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, that's
I don't know.
Okay. But Herb laid it out perfectly, I think.
Who?
Herb in the wrestling group chat that we have on
Oh.
Twitter.
Right.
Herb Dean. I'm like, bro, you know this guy.
Nah, Herb Dean. Yeah, Herb Dean. I met him yesterday. No.
Good
Listen.
guy.
Cody Rhodes does not have to finish a story with Roman Reigns.
You see, I
He does
disagree
not
with
have
that.
to. No, he doesn't have to because look,
I
let me
disagree with that.
explain. Let me explain. Why?
It would make. Go ahead.
Why not? The story is for him to come back, main event WrestleMania, win that title. That's the story. Roman Reigns having the title is just a part of it that doesn't have to be. It's not integrated there, right? It just happened to be him who had the title, right? Why not? Roman Reigns versus The Rock does not need a title for it to be the biggest match in WrestleMania.
Your mind, bro.
It doesn't need a title, bro.
It doesn't need a title. I
It
do
does
agree with
not
that.
need a title. It has it.
needs a bro.
The
Like
head
you
of
guys
the
don't
table.
understand how it works.
No.
I guess,
the
bro.
head of the table
Hold up,
holds
let me
more
on
weight
this.
than a title, in my opinion.
Let me tell you, right? All right. Like your first point, Cody Rhodes. If there is going to be a story, it has to be Roman Reigns. It has to be. It has to be. Obviously, he's the guy. He's the guy. And once Paul Heyman says things about like Dusty Rhodes and stuff like that,
Yep.
Once Roman says that he's like the son that like I forgot how like it
His
all went,
favorite
like,
son.
yeah, all that stuff.
I'm
That's it.
Dusty's favorite son.
That's the story. That's the story. I'm surprised it didn't happen last year, but it obviously makes sense because Roman's on a huge run. Can't let some guy come out of fucking AEW and to beat your best top guy. This year could have made sense possibly, especially with obviously Roman Reigns. His title reign is kind of getting, like the fans are not ecstatic about it. Your second point, The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Of course, you put a title on. You put the Universal title on, the one that's 1,000 days, whatever it is. That's the one you put on, and you know why? Because Roman's gonna beat him. That's why you put Roman with the Universal title. You put the head of the table all on it, and you make believe that The Rock is gonna come back and he's gonna beat up this young fucking head of the table, that he's the big dog and stuff like that. Roman shows him what's really up, his era, his time, and The Rock would be more than willing to do that. He's obviously not gonna wrestle
He's not gonna win. I don't think The Rock wins.
No, but to like sell it like Roman really, really gets over. And if anything, obviously the weight is bad, but hold up. After that, I mean, Roman is untouchable. Like Roman's like, you beat The Rock at WrestleMania, Universal title, two-headed the table.
Man.
That's when Cody goes after.
I'm trying to say, man.
This year, you could do obviously Seth versus Cody. That's the storyline, but you can easily switch to Cody versus CM Punk
Seth versus
WrestleMania.
Cody would be horrible. Not
Bro,
in terms
Cody-
of like match.
Cody versus CM Punk.
No, you can't do that. See, that's where I think like you're completely eliminating those proper fuck CM Punk, bro. CM Punk doesn't
only
deserve to
way-
be in that conversation.
This
Cody
is-
Rhodes needs to prove to be
Cody
the top
Rhodes.
guy.
Who's Cody Rhodes?
Cody Rhodes
Cody
started
Rhodes
an
is the
entire
top.
fucking
He's
company.
He's the
Punk.
biggest. He's the
started an
biggest.
entire
He's
whole
the
brand new
biggest
company.
baby face in the
Yeah, I understand,
WWE since John Cena, by far.
He's so.
You think
he's-
John?
Since John
Bro,
Cena,
let me lay out what
for
Herb said,
sure.
and then the
Or Daniel
audience
Bryan?
can chime in. Listen.
Yeah.
He said, Roman Reigns drops the title to Randy Orton. All right? Just wait, listen.
Okay, bro, I can't take this guy
Listen.
serious, bro.
No, listen, bro, because
I love
Randy
Randy's
Orton.
my guy.
It's
Randy's
Randy
the GOAT.
Orton. He's one of the greatest of all time.
No, losing the belt to Randy Orton is not that bad, but go ahead,
Then,
Yoni.
It's not gonna happen.
then he
Makes no
loses the
sense.
belt to Randy Orton, right? Matter of fact, they should make it that fatal four-way. It would completely justify Roman Reigns losing the title, but whatever. They're not gonna. Randy somehow
SmackDown's
wins.
already leaked.
Then next pay-per-view, you do Roman Reigns versus The Rock. You do Cody versus Randy Orton. First of all, that's also a full circle moment in of itself. Cody Rhodes coming up from under Randy Orton's wing. Sorry. Now he's challenging him for a title after just calling him back for War Games. That's a story in of itself. He defeats Randy Orton, who's trying to be, it's the comeback. That would make it the 15th title. I think he'd be 2 off, or the 16th he'd be 1 or 2 off of.
I think it would be one off.
I think it's 1 off. Yeah, He's
Yeah.
one off of
If
Ric
he
Flair.
wins.
He's 14-time champ. right
Yeah.
now.
So
Yeah.
there's a story for Randy there. There's a story for Cody there. He main events
Yeah.
WrestleMania, night 1, not night 2, and wins the title.
I don't know. I don't even think he main events
Well,
You think
night
Randy
1,
Orton's gonna main event WrestleMania, bro?
I think
over Seth Rollins, and
Versus
Over
CM
CM
Punk?
Punk?
Rollins and CM Punk.
Yes, I think it does.
Yeah,
and then
bro,
night
yeah,
2,
yeah,
and then
this
night
guy
2
I
really
would
you
say
have,
this,
bro.
I would say
also,
this. No, Yoni.
Go ahead, go.
I like that, but I'm gonna tweak that story a little bit because honestly, I think I would be a really good booker. I wouldn't do it
Booker T?
personally, but I like that
Booker T?
idea. I like the idea that if Royal Rumble comes in, The Rock comes back, costs Roman Reigns the title, losing it to Randy Orton. Ahmed, you cannot do that. Randy Orton is arguably has a real case to be the greatest of all time
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of consistency, heel, face, what he's achieved in the WWE. He's a viable candidate to beat Roman Reigns. And it also makes Roman Reigns look strong when The Rock comes back and costs him the title, which sets up, like Yoni said, a WrestleMania bout of The Rock, Roman Reigns. Doesn't need a title. The title works and helps it, Ahmed. Of course, don't get me wrong. But the title of head of the table far outweighs everything. That's why, to me, when I looked at it last year, Roman Reigns had so much storylines that he can do that doesn't need the WWE Championship. That's why I thought Cody
I
Rhodes should
think
have
the
won it
title.
last year.
That's the problem. I
Regardless.
think the title taints the storyline a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It really
it's
does.
in the
It
way.
100% does.
It's in the way because
That's-
it's
bro.
it adds an unnecessary weight to the
And also
storyline.
them unifying the belts against Brock Lesnar didn't make
disagree,
sense.
bro.
I
I
don't
think
know why
I
they
think
did that.
like
But hold up, can I finish? And then obviously Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania for the belt, not main eventing because night 1 is set. It's Seth Rollins, CM Punk, my guy. CM Punk's a draw. He's one of the biggest stars in the company. People are watching CM Punk. Obviously, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. It sucks for Cody Rhodes because that's probably going to be his coronation to do that and blah, blah, blah. It also sets up a feud with Randy Orton after and this and that. Personally,
nah.
how I would do it, and it would be fire, and it would be so like unpredictable.
plan?
Would be is The Rock comes in, obviously gets the WrestleMania match, and Cody Rhodes turns heel.
Oh.
That him not being able to finish his story, and The Rock coming in and taking everything, and Cody Rhodes turns heel and does all the devilish acts to fight Roman Reigns and beats Roman Reigns by interference by somebody else. I don't know who that would be. That would be such a twist to the story, and Cody Rhodes finishing the story as a heel. Just like, I don't know. I like that. I don't know. That's just how I would look at it. I don't know if you guys like that. Obviously, I think it's going to be really hard to turn Cody Rhodes heel, because like I said,
But
he's the
maybe
biggest
that's a good way
babyface
to
in
do
this.
it.
But it's
Maybe
a
that's a
way
good way to
for
do it.
them. It's a way for them to try and. I think the plan was for Cody Rhodes to beat Roman Reigns, but now that The Rock is here, bro, I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes. I would love him to be it, and if it was up to me, I would tell The Rock fight him at Elimination Chamber. 60K people in Australia, you getting paid millions of dollars by the Australian government just to lose Roman Reigns and go back to fucking bumblefuck, be the president of the United States, go do trash movies to whatever the fuck he's been doing, and just get away from us. That's what I would love, but I don't think that's the case. I think they're going to do it in WrestleMania. I think for them to save and salvage Cody Rhodes to have any relevancy, which he still will, but I think it taints his character a little bit. Because I disagree with you, Yoni. I think it has to be against Roman Reigns. They don't say all those things about Dusty Rhodes, Roman Reigns being the son that he never had. For them not,
They can't change the story.
they can't change the story. But now it makes sense for him to turn heel that The Rock came because it's a valid,
Bro,
fucking reason.
what happens to LA Knight in the whole mix of this?
Nothing. He just
LA Knight,
it's unfortunate for
relax,
LA
bro.
Knight. I think LA, but he's just. I think the biggest loser out of
I think US
everybody
title.
is LA Knight, and I think and then the US title, if he can make it a big deal again because by far, probably the U.S. title is probably the worst title right now in terms of like the major ones by far. Because Gunther with the Intercontinental Championship is fucking arguably better than the World Heavyweight Championship in terms
Oh
of
yeah.
prestige. The way he carries that,
Which
and
hopefully he
the main
loses to
event.
Chad Gable, bro.
This is why I'm
Bro,
trying to say it's the
holy
Renaissance
shit.
era.
It
Bro, the
really is.
WWE is insane in terms of main event talent. CM Punk coming back, The Rock being there. He's not going to be longevity, but him even being there is insane. Obviously, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes,
Nah,
LA
bro,
Knight.
like
No, AJ
when
Styles
you
is
give that
back.
lineup,
Yo,
it was
Gunther,
fucking
Brock
nasty.
Lesnar.
Bro, you could
Gunther,
name
Brock Lesnar.
Bro, hold up.
name
CM
right
Punk
now
big.
15, maybe not 15, at least 10 people in the WWE who could hold uh world champion a
100%.
championship title, like
Sure,
world
dude.
championship title, and it would be fine. And I'll throw
Right.
another name to that
Sami
mix.
Zayn.
Give Dominic Mysterio, not now, not yet.
Bro, a guy
Eventually,
that
should
Nah.
100% have a world title on him.
no, yeah,
Bro, he's the
Dominic
wrestler of the
Mysterio
year
is
in
definitely next up.
2023.
But
Yeah.
a guy
No,
that
no.
also a guy
100%.
also in this storyline that could fix everything is Solo. Bro, if he steps
Wow.
up and he becomes like
Solo after Roman Reigns, but there's so many ways they can approach it. It's an exciting time, man, in WWE. I'm so wow,
that's the
man.
one thing
I'm so happy.
what a time. And CM Punk deserves a huge credit, bro, because I've been saying this. Once he comes back, and bro, and I lost like a lot of hope, like when he went to AEW, bro. I was like,
Right.
hey, it's never gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
He came back, bro. Like that's it. Hell froze over for real. That's it.
Sure. Yeah. Um, I remember we literally talked about when CM Punk got into that whole altercation at All in London.
Yeah.
There's so much things we can really talk about. All we know is the WWE is hot right now, and I'm very very happy to be a fan and to get back into something, man, that I watched when I was a kid. To nostalgia, I feel like a kid again watching this shit. Me and my brother, we both dead eyes come in and go watch wrestling now, like we were young.
Yeah.
It's I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and I hope they keep it up. And it's all due to big Hunter, big Triple H, big Paul Levesque. Thank you, really. I don't
Really,
give a
my bro.
fuck. I never
Yeah.
called him by his real name. He's fucking Triple H to me.
I want to go back to something you said earlier about how like he flipped his PR. His
Definitely
image.
did.
Dude,
Yeah.
people used to say like he's trash. He only
Yeah.
got where he got because of Stephanie McMahon. Like, bro, thank God, bro. Thank God he
Right.
only got where
Who
like
wouldn't
thank
do
God he was the guy who ended up with Stephanie McMahon because he has
Right.
completely revived a dying
100%.
product. And it's not just him.
100%.
Let's give some credit to AEW. The competitiveness works. I've said this. The reason I support AEW is because of the competitiveness, mostly.
Right. Okay, sure.
It's a good product too, but it's
I don't know about that.
it brought out a lot of good in WWE. So,
By the way, it's Wednesday night. You have not watched AEW. Such a great product.
it's a great
Yeah.
product. I've been watching it this
This
whole
guy,
time.
guy can't even name like 4 guys in AEW. Let's move on. This guy. What
For sure.
cow.
For sure.
Let's stay with combat. I mean, we kind of missed out on everything, bro. These guys want to go to Albania for whatever reason.
None of us were in Albania, by the way.
You get married at least, bro?
No,
You haven't got married and he went to Albania 5 times in the span of 3 months.
bro.
We can talk. We can talk about the NFL. Obviously, the NFL. I guess we can just close out with that.
Sure.
You guys want
Yeah.
Sure.
NFL?
Mhm.
Bro, last time we recorded, like I said, I was just getting ready to watch Aaron Rodgers, bro. That's how long ago.
Wow.
I was just getting ready.
That's
Who
a
would've
testament
thought,
to
bro?
how quickly he revived himself.
For real. What a legend. He's not really back anyway.
That is kind of crazy. Yeah, that was some bullshit. Attention whore that he is.
Talking
Wants
about
everybody think. You know exactly why, bro.
He
You
was
know
healthy.
the reports coming.
ready to go.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. He was ready to go.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, he didn't even
Yep.
touch the field.
I guess first, let's get to the local teams. Jets. Once Aaron Rodgers went out, season was over. Done. Giants.
Right.
Once Daniel Jones, even with Daniel Jones, season was over. I think.
No, season was over after week 1 where we lost like 41-0
40-0. Yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
So That kind of ruined literally
The
our
Tommy
whole
DeVito stuff was fun for a little bit, but
yeah, it was fun but it just ruined our draft pick like we do all this. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet with the Giants. Just a very disappointing season. I thought we made the right moves to be a better team than we were last year. Obviously, I told you guys last year. I think last year was kind of a fluke in a sense that we didn't face very good teams, but it was a big improvement in the other years. So I was excited about that. I believe this year was supposed to be a step forward. Clearly, he's been a step back. Daniel Jones, we gave him big money. He has not been the guy. I think we need to look for a quarterback. I've not been convinced by Daniel Jones. He I kind of put like blindfolds on him because I thought he played well against Minnesota in the playoffs. So yeah, I think we gotta look for a quarterback. Uh, Brian Dable, I was a big fan of
you
what he
think
did
Russell
last
Wilson?
year. No, I think we have to draft somebody.
No,
No,
I mean,
I'm
bro,
gonna,
like
I'm gonna. No, we have to draft somebody for sure. We have to draft somebody. If you want to keep Daniel Jones, sure, keep him as a backup. Keep him if that guy, maybe you could start Daniel Jones week 1. Keep the kid back that we bring in. We don't need to force him into a bad situation. But I think we have to go for a quarterback. Brian Dable, I wanted to say this about him. Big fan of him. I loved what he did last year. This year made me question a lot about him. And I really don't want to use the terminology that he's on the hot seat, but he's definitely not as safe as he was going into this year, going to next season. So it's a big year. I think he needs to make some changes to the coaching staff, special teams, offensive line. How many years have we been talking about the offensive line? We're seeing guys leave the Giants and get good on different teams.
Way to
Makes
way to
you-
keep it short and simple with the Giants, bro. Tell me
What's-
not, bro.
what-
You
But
went into like,
what's crazy is this
I mean-
actually short and sweet for the Giants because I could talk about a lot of different things.
bro, they're shit,
I
bro.
know, bro,
I'll
like,
I'll keep it short and
the
sweet.
Jets
They're
too,
trash.
Like the Jets
They're
have
garbage.
one thing to do.
Yeah.
The Jets
Yeah.
just
So-
beat the Jets one more week and lose to the fucking Patriots. Right, make it 16 in a row.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that'd be amazing.
16 losses in a row to the Patriots. It's
That's
gonna be
embarrassing,
eight.
brother.
That's
Very
horrible.
embarrassing. Very
Because
embarrassing.
your rivals.
Very, very embarrassing. That sicko Bill Belichick has like a weird obsession with us. But
Well,
lose
Don't
that
lose,
game.
bro. Get
If
good.
you lose that game and certain teams lose, you can potentially become the top 4 pick or something like that. That's huge. With Aaron Rodgers next year healthy, with our defense, Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson still on the team, everything is still calm and cool in the Meadowlands.
Aaron
just gotta stay
Rodgers is
healthy.
gonna get
Just gotta stay healthy.
sued to the wazoo
Let's
by-
get to the NFL though. NFL
by
we got
so
some
many people.
massive games this week. We got the Dolphins versus the Bills. That's going down to like to the last game for that whole division. Prime time in Miami too. Miami has some injuries. Buffalo playing very well to end the season. Winners of 4 straight. See what happens. Can't stand Buffalo, bro. I really can't.
Question: That's gonna make them like exactly even. How do they tie break in football?
They spanked them the first meeting. If they beat them twice, there you go.
Oh, it's head to head.
The Ravens deserve a lot of credit. Even though I think, listen, I love Lamar Jackson. I realized this year watching Lamar Jackson that he's taken a whole new step, bro. And obviously Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham helps, but he's just like he's dissecting teams out there like a legit quarterback. Like you can't say anything about him. Oh, and by
Right.
the way, he's still like Lamar Jackson. So I'm not
Right.
surprised about anything he's doing. I think
Changed.
I think he's MVP by default though.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
because
all I
it's not
can say
really
about him.
a lot of good. There's not a real front runner for it.
There's really
This
like
season's been
it's
pretty
been
bad.
one of the worst years for
Yeah.
MVPs in my opinion.
100%.
Uh,
So him to even just be there, be good, makes him the guy. So I agree with
let me
you on
just
that.
get to the Cleveland Browns and more importantly the Joe Flacco discussion.
Joe
I'm extremely-
Flacco,
I'm
Elite player.
extremely happy for Joe Flacco, right? He obviously played quarterback for the Jets for a
former
couple
Jet,
of years.
barely played for you guys. I don't know why you say that.
He was a quarterback. He
Literally
was a
not.
backup for 2 years. That's
Yeah.
that's legit.
Backup, dude. Like,
He
shut
played.
up,
He
bro.
played. He played for us. He gave us
Shut
one of the
up,
great
bro.
comeback victories of all time
Shut up,
against
bro.
the Browns.
Yeah.
Anyways, Joe Flacco. There's been a whole lot of discussion about why the Jets didn't pick him
Geno
up.
Smith, thank you, bro, for
Because
everything you've done for New York.
I watched him on the Jets. Like this is a whole like they're airing it out. Like we're not airing it out like with just Garrett Wilson, my guy. They have Amari Cooper and obviously like a legit tight end and stuff like that. Two great running backs. Like and that defense is the best in the league probably, especially at
Sure.
home. So I think
Great
I think
team.
the Browns, bro. The Browns are legit.
Can't sleep on them.
Legit.
Can't sleep on them for sure.
Cannot sleep on them, bro.
100%.
I think
I'm
Bo-
totally
like
with you on that.
Baltimore fans, bro, they don't want to see them because that's the worst.
100%.
team, honestly. Joe Flacco coming back.
And Joe Flacco, they
Joe
see
Flacco?
storylines are written right there, bro. I think if Joe Flacco, man, listen, Joe Flacco, what he did for the Ravens when they won that Super Bowl, bro, I think that in itself made me think he's an elite quarterback. I don't really care. He did
Some
his
Eli
job.
Manning shit.
Always done. Some Eli Manning shit. Guys like that, I respect highly. I don't give a fuck. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of
bro.
people love to talk down on guys like that. You play the game to win, and Joe Flacco's a winning player, and he's come into this Cleveland Browns team that's been through a lot. All these injuries to quarterbacks, especially with Deshaun Watson, that whole situation with him, that he's not been that good. How talented this team is. You got Joe Flacco coming in, playing the way he is. You don't want to see a team like that. They're getting hot at the right time. There's a lot of teams getting hot at the right time. That AFC is going to be nasty.
Bro, the AFC South, which was thought to be human trash, it's not. It was actually pretty respectable. It's still trash, but it's like Texans have been overwhelming. I think if CJ Stroud stayed healthy, that he could have like had legit MVP claim. That's how good he was playing, and for a team like Houston, who nobody thought they were going to be good. Indiana, yeah, obviously the Colts with Gardner Minshew. I mean, they have a great coach. Like, just shows you how phenomenal that coaching staff from the Eagles was last year. I mean, like Coach Gannon in Arizona wins 4 games with that Arizona team. Obviously, like the Colts this year, but they're doing over 500. Really, like that was loaded. Fucking coaching staff, and now the Eagles obviously struggling. Let's get to the NFC. Cowboys, Eagles, both at 11-5. Cowboys are favorites to get that division, especially if the Giants fuck up the Eagles. I mean, like, you know, might as well, you know, have something.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Some good news. 49ers, obviously, when they're healthy, they're a very good team. I think they're a little overrated. I think the offensive line is not good. It's not good. They have one good guy. Like every single time I see a former Giant on a fucking offensive line, I know it's definitely overrated or not that good. The Rams are a team playing very hot at the moment. I mean, bro, they've got Matthew Stafford healthy, Cooper Kupp, Puka, and their running back Connor Williams, bro. Like, you definitely know him for fantasy.
Stud.
Phenomenal.
Want to be in my league.
Bro, if their defense, if Aaron Donald and their secondary shows up, this is a
Rams
team.
are there.
By the way, they've done it. Like, they know how to win it. So we'll see. Seahawks. Yeah, I think Geno Smith's come back to earth here. Okay, let's get to the North and the Lions and stuff like that. Yeah, that's all good news. Shout out to Baker Mayfield, getting his life back. But yeah, so big week ahead. I guess we'll get to the NFC, or I mean, like the playoff.
We still got one more week.
Yeah,
Another newly added
we'll
week.
get to it then. But huge week 18. Horrible quarterbacks playing. I don't know if you saw that, the whole list.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Oh, good
Nasty.
God. Like Trevor
nasty out
Siemian
there right now.
is like a top 5 quarterback this week.
Yeah, you got guys like Mason Rudolph.
No. Whoa. Mason Rudolph is like elite compared to these guys.
Nah, he's trash.
No. Compared to these guys, he's elite. Bro, he's winning.
He's trash.
He's really not. Compared to these guys. All right. But yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that pretty much does it for this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, we're going to get back into things. We're going to try to get some more content. Follow, especially WWE, man. I had so much fun talking about WWE. So I can't wait to do more episodes on that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment,
See you guys
subscribe.
in like 6 months, 7 months.
See you guys in 7 months. Tiku's going back to Albania. And Ahmed's going to take on the Algerian throne. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Oh, wow.
AFCON soon, baby. AFCON.
Oh, shit. You right. Have a good one.
We will be there.
Take care.